Hi there, and welcome to Tarot by Fernanda. I'm Fernanda. I'm the tarot reader and psychic behind all the pick cards that you can find in this YouTube channel. Now, let's talk about this pick a card. This is perfect whether it's something romantic, platonic, a friendship. Why did you meet this person? Okay? Every action in life has a reaction. And same goes for someone coming into our lives. And understanding and getting clarity of the purpose, the meaning behind their presence in our lives, whether it's now or maybe we're asking about someone in the past, right? Someone who used to be your friend, who used to be your romantic partner. What was the lesson? What was the teaching? What was the transformation that was meant to happen in your life? Why you met this person? Now, I'm going to ask from you to pick one group from the four that you can see in front of you. Group number one, group number two, group number three, and group number four. Make sure to pick intuitively while you are thinking of this person. This is a type of reading that you can do more than once because you can be curious about more than one person. Now, my suggestion is always to pass your finger over the screen and while you're thinking of this person, and whenever you feel a tingle on your finger, on somewhere else in your body, you stop, close your eyes, and then this way your higher self is choosing. So your higher self is you, but it's higher knowledge, okay? So then you let your higher self choose for you the message that you're meant to hear. Now, take all the time that you need to pick the group for you, but once that you're ready, you can go to the comment section or the description box and find a timestamp for each reading. I'll see you in a couple seconds, but I want to remind you to give me a like, to subscribe, to leave a comment. Those are beautiful ways of showing support to this channel. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Hi there, group number one, and welcome to your reading. Now, you picked this card. Welcome. Now, remember, first thing is that life doesn't happen to you, life happens for you. And when we understand that, we understand that everything that happened is for a reason, and everyone who is put on our path is for us, right? Sometimes we're like, oh, why were we punished? Why we were given something and then taken away? Why? And we think that life is happening to us, but not necessarily. We can't really see that it is happening for us to grow, for us to have exactly what we have been asking for us to become the person that we have been wishing to one day become. So that said, let's understand why you met this person. What was the lesson behind it? What was like the growth that was, or the impact that this person was meant to have in your life? And then, of course, I'll ask the cards, what type of connection is this? Because some of you may be here because you are asking about regarding something romantic. Some of you will be asking about friendship or platonic connection, even maybe a family member, a mentor, and all of those scenarios are valid. And so when I ask the cards, they will let me know if this is someone who's meant to stay in your life for a long time, or if this is something that will evolve through time, from friendship to love, or love to friendship, or to friendship to almost like family member. We'll see. So first of all, the card that you chose was the Rhodonite, and it says, my mental and emotional bodies are balanced. I attract nurturing people. I will show it to you one more time. Now it says, release heartache, grief, and sorrows of past relationships. Encourage light, heartiness, and joy. Restore the balance of confidence and emotion. So definitely already with this being the crystal that you picked, And this being kind of also the theme or the energy, or like the seed of this connection with this person. What's going to grow out of this seed will be joy. Definitely, I do think that this person was sent to you so he or she can bring joy into your life again. You could be going through a time that there's a couple of scenarios, okay? And you pick whichever you feel most connected with, and that is your case. So, first, you could be at a time in your life that you are going through a sorrow, you're going through a grief, you're going through a heartache, maybe a breakup. You have been seeing life a little bit with less optimism and more darkness. You may have been feeling like life has been unfair lately, or that there's lack of opportunities in life, like lack of love, lack of job opportunities. You feel, yeah, like the world is not the pretty, beautiful place that you thought it used to be. And so this person is coming to kind of change that mindset. Some of you also feel like it could be that you're like, no, I don't feel any sorrow or grief, but I don't think you're living life. You're not actually enjoying life and laughing and going out and meeting people and opening yourself to life. You're probably keeping to yourself, and disregarding that we're all very different. I'm someone who outdoors, I'm very, it's really easy for me to be social, but I'm introverted. I don't like to be going out as much or being around people. So I'm not talking about whether you're extroverted or introverted. It's more that you are purposely kind of keeping yourself away from interacting with others or sharing really like good times with other people, because right now it feels like you cannot feel anything. So I call that like the Mona Lisa stage, because you're not sad, you're not happy, you're not excited, there's nothing you're looking forward to. And you could have really nice things coming to you, like that you have a trip to Mexico, a trip to, I don't know, England, a trip to Canada, vacations with your friends, but you just don't feel anything. You're like that excitement, you don't feel anything, and you probably have realized that because people around you are like, hey, are you excited? Oh my gosh, this was so cool, or this was so much fun. But you're like, yeah, it was. You can't really connect like with the feeling, right? Same thing with like disappointment. Like it's like it's okay to feel disappointed. You should not stay in that emotion, but it's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel angry. Remember, your feelings are valid. Your behavior is not always valid, right? Because it's okay that we feel angry. It's not okay if we like take that on others with a really bad attitude, but it's okay to feel anger. That is a normal thing. So I just feel like you don't feel sad, don't feel angry, don't feel excitement, don't feel happiness. So you're in a Mona Lisa stage, and this person is coming into your life like to, when they're like reviving people with those like electric pumps. I don't know what is it called, but like you always watching like in TV shows and movies when it comes to like saving someone's life. Yeah, so whatever that is, that they have to hit it up and then boom. I just feel like that's what this person is doing for you. And this is beautiful because seriously, this could be a friend, this could be a romantic connection, this could be a mentor. It's just a family member, you could be asking about sibling. It's just this person wants you to be happy, wants you to feel joy, wants you to feel excitement, wants you to reconnect with like the excitement of being alive. And this is just seriously beautiful. And you are definitely attracting a very nurturing person, okay? Because with this crystal is I attract nurturing people. And so this is someone who is very, could be very loving, but most of all, someone who creates the right environment for you to feel like safe to grow as a person and to show your true self, and like creates the environment where you're comfortable as well. Okay. Okay, I just got the card from the floor. Now, so this is what I'm going to talk about next is like who this person is, kind of like his personality or her personality, like their strength and what they're teaching you based on who they are, right? So you got the star over here. Now, this star is Aquarius energy, and it's it's like a futuristic energy, like you're looking into the future, and this is why you see this person that is kind of following a path, but really the water is coming from a vase of her own. So the water is like vitality and life and dreams. And so it's like this person is pouring this water that is her own desires, her own vitality, her own, like, I guess, life path. And she is pouring it on the floor. And that is kind of, showing her a path. And that's how I'm seeing this specifically. Like, this person is a dreamer. This person could be an Aquarius, but I'm also getting Pisces vibes, to be honest, because Pisces are very idealistic. Like, they have really, well, they're dreamers and they have ideals and they always want a better world, just like Aquarius, because it belongs to house 11, so in astrology, and so that is all about making the world a better world. And so some people could think this person you're asking about is just, so such a dreamer, such a like idealistic person, like irrealistic as well, because the world is not like that. But I just think that this person's dreams make the world better for it, and that's the same thing that he or she will bring into your life, like that dream essence of feeling or believing that you're capable of such things. And there is this thing, like, I guess you don't want it to have expectations anymore in life, expectations in love, expectations in, work, expectations in friendships. And I just think that this person as well does fit all the criteria of like what a dream, what has been your, like, your ideal partner, your ideal friend, your ideal like sister, your ideal mentor. Like, I just think that this person is a hopeful person as well as a dreamer, like I said. And I do think that he or she will inspire you to have goals, but it's not so much the ambitious side of like someone who's pushing you, like, okay, do you work out today? Do you do your homework? Did you like your homework if you're studying, right? If you're going to university. I'm just saying that because the audience that watches me goes from like 18 to 65. So some of you may be still at school. Some of you may, may be working or not anymore. You may be retired, but I'm referring to, this person is not someone who's pushing you and keeping you on track. It's not like that. It's more of like asking the right questions about what do you like to do when you were like younger, and so it was your dream to open a restaurant. Okay, and is that still your dream? Do you still enjoy cooking? Okay, do you think that you could like maybe make a YouTube channel out of your cooking skills? Or like, have you ever thought of maybe going back to dancing, or giving some dance classes? I just feel like this person is asking the right questions that is making you once again wonder about the possibilities, and if this is relationship related as well, I just think that this person could be like, have you ever thought of marriage? Have you ever thought of, of kids? And maybe you had such big disappointments in the past from other people that you're like, no, I'm not thinking about that anymore, like, but this person makes you wonder again, like, there's people that actually also do want to get married. There's also people that do want to have kids. There will be men or women that will listen to me and that will take my opinion into consideration. That is really nice. It's like the way you thought based on past and negative experiences is transforming. Okay. Now there's also this Gemini energy over here and the North Node. Okay, so this is also kind of the influence that this person will have on you. So I just want to talk first about like the positive influence, or this, anything. Is this person adding up in some way to your life? And these are things, skills, transformation that your angels, your spirit guides, the universe is doing for you, are putting this person for you to kind of wake up and ask yourself specific questions, or assist you on in a specific time of your life. So this is what I'm going to describe first, and then at the end I'm going to, like I said, let you know what is the role of this person. Okay. Now, also, if you have made it to at this point of the reading, just make sure to subscribe. That is a beautiful way to support the channel. Subscribing, giving it a like, leaving a comment. All of that really helps for the channel to keep growing. And needless to say that that in the description box you can find my official website where I offer personal video readings. Okay. Now, with Gemini energy, that is the that belongs to the third house. That is the house of friends. That's the house of also, I guess, fun. Could also be like friends with benefits. But the Gemini is a social butterfly. Now, Geminis, in my experience, are not necessarily like, I feel like Geminis are introverted, but they need to grow. They need to connect with people and have, it's not a relationship, but have a they need to be talking to people, and they need to have a different audience all the time, because that is how they grow, by communicating things and by expressing things. That's how they kind of start having more self-awareness, and that's how they also develop, like their personality will develop. So they're people, Geminis, is not that they are genuinely friendly, but they understand the importance of socializing. So I do think that this person will bring that into your life. So this person could be someone who has a lot of friends, a lot of acquaintances, and will kind of bring you into his or her social circle, will be introducing you to a lot of other people. And I just think that this person is very curious, may also have a lot of siblings, and he or she may introduce you to them as well. You may realize that they're really close. Now, there was something else I wanted to say about the Gemini energy. One sec. Just think that this person is going to really push you out of your bubble, so you become more social, because maybe you felt a little bit awkwardly social lately. But this person is pushing you to go out a bit more, to go to social events. And with the North Node as well, with destiny, this is like, now I realize why this person was sent to you. It's because his or her presence will activate in you curiosity again, and you will feel called to, it's not like fulfill your destiny, but you'll feel called to invest more time to figure out what that is. Now, the North Node, okay, where you see destiny, that is not life purpose. That is something that we come. Your life purpose is your sun. So wherever your sun is, whichever zodiac sign, and in whichever house it is. When I say house, it's like astrological house, right? I talk about astrology. So, but your North Node is important, because remember, the first contract we have in life is just to enjoy life and be happy, right? Then once that we unlock that contract, we fulfill that contract, then it's like other doors are opening. And so your life purpose is a big one, but before that you have to kind of unlock other doors, and the North Node is one of them, because, and your ascendant is another one, because those are tools that will help you to fulfill your destiny, fulfill your purpose, your life purpose. So wherever your North Node is, it will be really interesting for you to figure that out, because if your North Node, let's say it's on the 8th house, is very different than if it is on the second house, right? Because the 8th house is shadow, or like psychic abilities, sex, inheritance, while the second house has to do more with material assets, working hard, etc., etc. So it's very different. One is a more spiritual house, and the other one is more of a three-dimensional house. So the skills that you could develop and you have to develop, or you're meant to develop, are very different. So you can find out your North Node, what it is, just on Google. Just put your date of birth and like location where you were born, and yeah, that's pretty much, and time of birth, and then it will give you your North Node. And there's a lot of information on YouTube or Google. So this person will be activating that North Node, like that interest or curiosity, but I don't want to tell you what it will be about, because it will be very different for everyone, okay? But that's something that this person is coming to activate. Now let's see also, when we get a reaction from someone, really, like when we get angry, anger is valid. We all feel anger. What it may differ from person to person is how we express the anger. So sometimes when we express the anger like yelling, and we're like, oh, that person made me yell, or we usually say made me angry, but angry and yelling are two different things. So that person, the reaction was yelling, it was like anger, and that's valid, but you yelling, that came from you. And so when we are around people, we realize that that person could trigger a light energy or a shadow energy. In your case, you got a light energy. So that means also, I feel like this tells me that this person is shedding light on a strength that you already had, and just, kind of, this person values that strength of yours, and then makes you then give it a real look as well, right? Like someone is like, you're very loving, seriously, like I have noticed that you're so loving and you're so nurturing, and you're like, me? And you're like, well, yeah, you're right. And then you now define yourself as a loving and nurturing person, which is something good, right? But sometimes we need fresh eyes to kind of tell us about our strengths that they can see and that maybe we don't see. So in your case is the card number 41, and it is union. And I just think that you're someone who definitely supports people. You're someone who is very comfortable working in teams. You're someone who, I just feel like you're the type of person that will never leave people behind. Like, it's not loyalty. It's because loyalty is very different. It's the I'll see if I think of if I think of the word, but you are the type of person that believes that, if we're more strong as well. We're stronger if we are united. Like being united is the only way. Like, you probably are the type of person that does say that, if we were to be united in this issue, then it wouldn't be an issue anymore. The only way that the world can change is collectively. You're that type of person, I think. And like I said, both of you are quite humanitarian, I find. see what your angels say about this person, like the role of this person in your life, and if this person may actually end up staying. Is this kind of more of a permanent role? Is this long term? Is this short term? So let's see. Ooh. So you have the star once more. And this is describing, like, I guess also the timeline, not the timeline, but how long will this person stay? And their answer has to do, like, has all to do with each person's dreams, right? Because I do think that this person was really meant to just wake you up, and because you were here but you were not here. It's like, I just, like, when someone is listening to you but they're not really listening to you, they're there and they're nodding, but you know that they're not really processing the information and they're not really involved in what you are saying or talking about. So this person mainly is here to kind of to make sure that it's to give you that impulse. And I really feel like this person is exactly what you have been asking for. Like, you have been manifesting this person. That is what they're saying with the star. You manifested this person somehow. Your higher self manifested it for you. But I do think that this is like your dream person, your dream friend. Like, trust me, there was this one time that I have done this in the past. I'm like, I don't identify with who I am, and I don't like the people I was surrounded with. And this was like way back in high school, and I just, well, no, college. And I told my angels, you know what, I'm going to be brave and actually cut down ties with people that they're not who I wish one day I will become. Because, you know, like gossiping and things like that, I'm like, that's not me. But sometimes we do it just to like fit in. And the second that I kind of I had this idea of what of like friendship I wanted. I knew what I didn't like, and then months later that I have given up on, you know, friends, there was this like ideal friend that came into my life, and I was just like, wow, like I'm like, who manifested this? Because it was not even me, because I'm like, it must be my higher self, because I knew what I didn't like, but I just never asked for this really amazing qualities. And this person was such a sweet person. Well, she's alive and she's my friend. But I just think that you'll feel like that, like, oh, well, this is all I ever wanted, but maybe I never put it into words. And so it's like, but I'm just really lucky to have this type of person in my life. You also got the Six of Wands in the Five of Coins for this person. So there's definitely, I do think, like I said, now this Six of Wands, this person really, it's not that he or she puts you on a pedestal, it's just that they make you feel really well. Like, it's like you could be someone who is like, yeah, well, I mean, I'm still living with my parents, I'm still like doing this and that. And they're like, well, yeah, you're living at your parents, but you have your own business, and you have such a sweet personality, and you're beautiful inside out, and you're like such an honest person, and you're like fresh air and this and that. And you're like, oh, wait, you're right. Huh. It's like they make you see the good things in you, and they kind of highlight your success all the time. Now, let me ask about this. Yeah. Okay, so I was asking about this Five of Coins because this does kind of highlight more of like a winter season in your friendship or in this connection. Maybe feeling abandoned by this person as well. So there could be like a drift at some point between you two, but it's not like a conscious drift. It's not like someone choosing to not be there for you. It must be like circumstantial. could be, and one of you feel abandoned. Like it could be real, but most of you are just like, you have to communicate those things with this person and being like, hey, I just don't feel so seen lately, or I haven't seen you so much anymore. I feel a bit like left out. But I do think with this, with the lovers and the sun on the back of the deck, on the bottom of the deck, it definitely, this person is a happy place. I do think that this person is a soul connection as well. Could be very much be something romantic. This person could be very much be Aquarius or Gemini. Those two are air signs as well. So maybe I'll put in Libra as well because that's the other air sign. And Pisces, I was getting Pisces energy as well, to be honest. So this person is here. Let me ask once more if this person is here to stay, because they're not mentioning if this person is here to stay. And trust me, they usually do if that's the case. Yeah, this person is here to stay. Okay, I just wanted to confirm that. This person, for majority of you, I'll say like 80% of you, this person was manifested by you. It's like will have such an amazing impact on your life and will be staying in your life. And if you're asking about someone that you like, this person does have like kind of a more of a romantic contract with you. Now, thank you so much, group number one. If you're here, and also, like I said, a beautiful way to support my channel, it is by subscribing, giving it a like, and leaving a comment as well. Just so like this type of Toro dynamic can be seen by more people, can reach more people. So thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next pick a card. Hi there, group number two, and welcome to your tarot reading. Now, you picked the leopard skin Jasper, and he says, I observe my surroundings and I know I'm divinely guided. And on the back, it says, improve peripheral awareness, become the objective observer, increase consciousness of reactions to others, increase mental, physical, and emotional flexibility. So this already, it is telling us tons of the effect that this person's presence will have in your life. You need to understand that everything that happens, it doesn't happen to us, it happens for us, okay? Because sometimes we think like, oh, why this happened to me? It happened for you to grow, for you to realize things. It's not happening to you as a punishment. So it's the same theory or the same thing for people that come into your life. They come for you for a reason. Some of you, of course, you do have also soul contracts, which will also imply that this person just have, let's say, a romantic contract, a friendship contract with you. And also it could be that this person has like a more of a long-term contract in your life. But whether the term is short or long in your life, the presence of this person will have the same effect, okay? So first of all, with this leopard skin Jasper, I feel like this person will make you more sensitive to others, because with this whole increased consciousness of reaction to others, I do think that some of us, sometimes we can be very blunt, very honest, and that is great because being honest, being authentic is great. But I do think that it also is like great skill to have emotional intelligence and to know how to deliver a message and to be aware of people's reaction. Because even when, I'm not a great communicator, in no means, I don't think I'm a great communicator, but there are people that are great communicators and they take like courses or classes to develop that. And one of those, I am sure that one of the lessons or something they have to learn is how to adjust the way they deliver a message so people are more receptive to it, and how to read the audience. And even if you're not like a conference speaker, like if you're not like a TED Talk, speaker. It doesn't matter. It's just being aware of, how you communicate things towards your friends, to your family member, to your parents, like being more self-aware of their reaction. Because if what you are transmitting is meaningful to you and it's important to be absorbed and taken into consideration by others, then it should also be important for you to be aware and self-aware of people's feelings and reactions so you can adjust. There's people that they're very sweet, and so you have to adjust the way they you speak to them. And there are people that are very blunt, so then you can also be more blunt, because that will be also maybe the only way they will absorb the information that you're delivering to them. So I think that this person that came in the past or is in your life right now, or you wish will be in your life in the future, will bring that self-awareness to you. I also do think with this whole increased mental, physical, and emotional flexibility is understanding that your way of doing things is not the only way, and maybe you're someone who is more rigid in your ways, and kind of nuance is not a thing for you. Like, you need really things to be black and white, like he's good or he's bad, or a good person wouldn't do that, so he's a bad person. And it's like, this person who's coming into your life, that you're asking about, will be questioning and will be challenging those type of arguments. Do you really think she's bad just because she did this? What about all the other things that she does that are right? Like, could you think that, doesn't necessarily make you bad to do this if it's right for you? Like, I do think that this person will question and challenge your way of thinking and seeing things. I'm not feeling like he's trying to change them. It's just he wants for you to realize that you are not being objective. You're very subjective on the way you think, and you also sometimes because of how strict, or how could also be perfectionist you expect the same from others, and you believe there's only one right way to do things. This person will come to kind of shatter that mentality. And I just wonder what his personality is, because for someone to be able to give someone, challenge someone's point of view, it's really hard. Because trust me, we all know, we take everything personal, and if someone were to challenge my views, the one thing I can think of is that he needs to be really funny, like how he goes about it. He needs to have humor, because one thing I have realized is that humor, true comedy, like stand-up comedy. Really, there's people that use that space to talk about politics, to kind of push new ideas to people, that if it were to be a formal conversation, like a formal conversation, it would not go the way that it goes in a comedy show, right? Because people are more relaxed, they're laughing. So I just think this person must have a sense of humor, because he or she knows how to deliver that for you to be receptive. Okay, and those that already know me from, or have been in this channel for some time already, you know that when the card doesn't come out flying on its own, I just don't take it. Okay, just in case that you're like, why is she not taking the cards that kind of flipped? Also because there's too many at the same time, so I like when one at a time comes out organized. All right, so let's see. Oh, there's two. Definitely two. More than one wants to come out. So, all right. So there is. This is interesting. So there is the Sultan. Well, it's the Emperor and the Devil. Okay. Now, this is a very strong personality. Strong character. The Devil, Navs, number 15. That is the zodiac sign of Capricorn, astrologically. And the Sultan, which is the Emperor, is number 4. And it does represent Aries energy. So fire and earth right now. I do think that this person is highly ambitious, highly responsible, and I do think that he is very successful, or she's very successful, this person you're asking about. He takes himself very seriously. And okay, so this already, because of this energy, I will say that there are, when someone has that impact in our lives, it could, anyways, it will be positive, because remember, life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. So it's for you to learn something. But it's like, let's say you having to learn self-love. You could do that by meeting someone who's a friend or a romantic connection who's really sweet to you, right? Who's very nurturing and very caring and is so patient. Or, and you realize, wow, I feel uncomfortable. Like the reaction I'm getting from this love is I'm feeling uncomfortable, but that makes you realize that you lack self love, because he's giving you something you don't give yourself, and that makes you uncomfortable. And the other side of the coin is also, you could instead get someone who also teaches self-love, but not in the same nurturing way. Instead, he's really mean to you, he yells at you, he calls you name, he tells you you're like overweight, whatever, and there's a reaction, because you realize you're like, how am I okay with all these comments? How is that I have been maintaining a dynamic like this, and how is that I keep attracting people that feel with the right of like commenting of about my weight, or that will like yell at me or scream at me, swear at me, be rude. And the thing is, that will push you to realize that you do not have that level of self-love that you expect from others, and so that's why you maintain dynamics with people that are rude, because you already talk to yourself this way every day. Because remember, when we don't accept dynamics that are not familiar to us. So if you're someone who would never yell, who doesn't yell to people, and who never lets people yell at, like, who never swears, you don't swear at people, you would never let people swear at you, even if you love someone, you would not maintain a dynamic because like that of like swearing and yelling, because you don't do that to yourself. But when you do, then someone being rude makes you sad, but you maintain that dynamic because you connect with that familiar dynamic. So in this case, you see how it could be two sides of the coin. Someone being very nurturing, that shows you, teach you self-love, and someone being really rude, that teach you also about self-love, because at the end of the day, your angels want you to put attention and focus on self-love. Like this is something that you have to work on. So in this case, I feel like it's really like 50-50. Some of you, this person can be very, the reason why you kind of realize that you need to be more flexible is because you could be with someone who is even more stiff than you, or strict, more not stiff, strict or perfectionist than you are. And so then you realize that, hey, like I actually want to flow more, Now, this person, I just feel like he has a sense of responsibility that is unmatched. This person also feels like he wants to always have control over everything, and will want to have the last word. Okay, so definitely, if he has like ways of thinking that are different from you, I just think that this person will push his ways of thinking, because he will think that that's what's best for you. Okay, could be that's what's best for you, but it's really your call. This person thinks that he's protecting you, and I think that he or she feels connected with you because of the darkness that you two have. It's something like that. It's like this person, there could be like the darkness that you two share, past history that you share, kind of also like there's this possessiveness around you, or in this connection, or in this friendship, like not wanting to share you with other people, or even like, and this applies to friendships too, like they think that you should only listen to them, and it's their way, or like, yeah, it's their way or no way type of thing. um Now, there's definitely like positive things that this person brings, because one, energy that this person is activating in you, or like his presence, right? Because it's not the person itself, but his presence or her presence is activating abundance. So, abundance number 13. And it's understanding that you receive and you already have everything that you need in the moment, so you live abundantly. This person, because of the emperor, yes, is someone who could have financial means, and could really push you to sharpen your skills, to make more money, to move forward in your career, to be also. And so I think that this whole thing of being aware of other people's reactions, maybe it's more of like, for some of you, this person is pushing that thought into you, because it's like, well, if you want to be picked, if you want to get that raise, if you want to be the one promoted, then you need to make sure that you're being liked by others, or you're being feared, or you're being respected by others, you know? So you need to adjust the way that you talk and that you speak and how you show up. But I'm also getting that some of you that are watching this, because this person that you're asking about is pretty reactive. I'm getting a very reactive, fiery, reactive, borderline angry and aggressive. I think that because of him, you or her, you started like having to be so self-aware, like walking on eggshells of like his reactions, her reactions, because you know that storm is coming because of something you said, something you did, something you didn't do, something that he interpret in a way that makes him angry. So I'm just letting you know that, okay? But something that is positive about this is that he definitely is a ambitious person, a driven person, and he's like a hustler, I'll say. He wants to, I think that power really does propulse him in life, really motivates him. And that's something that is also being kind of being pushed on you. So, you know, sometimes when we have like friends, or like we meet someone, they're not meant to stay in our lives, but you can tell that, oh, this person, you know, this and this, I didn't like this about them, but I got to say that I admire this person for their drive, or like, you know, all they have achieved when we are the same age, you know. So I do think that there's a lot of admiration when it comes to what he has achieved, or she has achieved so far. I do think that a lot of you that are asking about this person do have like a past with this person already. Because there is, or you could have a past together, or you do have a similar experience. And there's two sides of the coins. Either this person has moved on from that, and that's something that inspires you, like let's say you made in a AAA meeting, or you met like in like a supportive meeting, like some like an organization that for grief support, or whatever. So this person and you kind of share a similar trajectory, and you just really admire how he has stayed, let's say, sober for so long, how he has stopped smoking for so long, how he has filled the blank for so long. And so that really inspires you or motivates you, okay? I do think also that some could like it could be that this person seems like a very like tough character, tough person, but it has to do because of his addictions in the past. And when I say addictions, I don't mean like, I don't want to say the word, but no, I don't mean drugs, okay? I realize I'm not monetized yet. I don't mean drugs. But I mean, it could be other things, right? And so this person could be very strong-willed, and that's why he is very reactive as well, and maybe he sets boundaries very quick and you're like, whoa, wait a second, why are you so intense? But it's just because he doesn't want to fall back into old patterns. Now there's also the energy of Cancer, the energy of Virgo, and this is not energy, this is a position. So all right, so Virgo and Cancer, those are also energies that are present in this reading. So this person could be in Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, or Virgo. Okay, so those are the 4 zodiac signs, or yeah, that are here in this reading. Now this person is definitely very more methodical, is very clean, maybe has like OCD, needs everything to be done his way. And I think that being more organized is something that he or she will influence you on, for you to kind of also take a look at your current health, current fitness, and be like, am I treating my body with kindness? Am I eating things that are alive, that are filling me with energy? Am I aligned with my desires, with what I'm eating, right? Because sometimes it's like, being able for me, let's say, just to record. One thing that I don't say is that I need to be fasting while I do tarot readings, whether it's clients' tarot readings, whether it's me filming for YouTube. And I need to be aligned with my purpose, because when have eaten spaghetti, or even something that is healthy but is food, I'm not as focused on my crown chakra. I'm instead focused on my digestion, and so it's harder for me to be receiving messages. So then if I genuinely want to be able to give the best experience and be truthful in my readings, and be proud of them as well, then I need to be aligned with that. And then I need to also make sure that my health reflects that. I don't drink, a lot of things I stopped doing because of the quality of the readings I want to offer to you. So this is the same thing. This person is like, question you like, hey, your goals, right, are this, and are you eating and exercising the way that you need to be able to achieve this, right? Like if you want to climb the Mount Everest, you should be working out, because you should start like training your body. So here, yeah, it's just like, if you want to be a trainer, then you also have to be like inspiring, in a way that people can trust you, that and it's not about being fit. It's like they can tell there's a vibe of health, there's a vibe of like you care and love your body. Now with the Cancer energy, that is a very sympathetic, comforting energy. So I do think that this person is very protective, because Cancer energy is also like a motherly energy. And so if this is a friend, I do feel like this person feels so protective towards you, maybe treating you like a baby at times as well. And same thing for like a romantic partner. It's just like this person is very caring, like the type of person that will be like touching your hair, will be like making sure you're okay, maybe cooking for you as well, making sure you're comfortable. Yeah, okay. Let's see now what the cards say about what the role of this person will be in your life, because one thing is what has come to teach you in a way, what was the reason behind, but then whether someone will stay in your life or not for a long time, that really, we're gonna see that now. So also, if you have made it to this part of the reading, I encourage you strongly to show me your appreciation by subscribing, giving it a like, or commenting. That's just a beautiful way of showing support. And of course, like I mentioned, I do offer private readings. So my website is tarotbyfernanda.com. That's the only way where I will accept readings. I don't ever send messages or anything. So yeah. Um, let's see. Two of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, and the Chariot. Okay. So you have this Two of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Chariot. I do think that this person is mainly here to give you direction in life, maybe even support you financially, could be. Help you with your financial decisions, because it just seems like you have been having a hard time finding balance in your life, and this person will kind of assist you with that. And he's like a leader, and he's a great inspiration in your life. um I'm getting more like him being a mentor, or him being an inspiration, him being like a point of reference. But I'm not getting like you two actually having a connection long term. If this is a friendship, then yes. I'm just sensing like this person loves his freedom, his individuality. With this King of Wands and Nine of Cups, it's just, I feel like you could better each other's lives, but if this is a friendship, I think that you two wouldn't be the type of person that will be talking all the time, or will like live nearby all the time. And same thing with a relationship. Like if this were to be a romantic connection, there's just like such a strong individual personality from both of you, but mainly from him or her. So I feel like this is not meant for you to kind of share a path together, but more to inspire yourself, and for you to have this ambition to make sure that your dreams come true, to consolidate yourself, and for you to be more bold and make more like bold decisions for sure. And be someone who has much more this discipline, that you have like a sense of direction of your life, and all of that. I do think that this person will be like a point of reference maybe in your life. You will always think that he or she was there to put things into perspective as well. But yeah, I don't see like you two are meant to share a path together long term, because there's a lot of individual personality in here. So group number two, this was your reading. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for sharing a couple minutes of your day with me today, with us. And thank you so much. You can always subscribe to show your support. Give it a like, comment, and I will see you on the next pick a card. Hi there, group number three, and welcome to your reading. Now you pick this beautiful orbicular jasper, and the message is: my life glides forward with ease. I am mindful. I think and act with positive energy. Now there's also a message on the back, and it says: unlimited possibilities. Relax into the flow of a happy life. What goes around comes around. Attract goodness and love. So I just love this energy, because this is definitely like the person that came into your life. Whether this person is still in your life, or has been like a past connection, a past friendship, it was really meant to kind of steer you more on the side of being optimistic and positive, and believing in the infinity of possibilities, and how like if this something didn't work right now, doesn't mean that something else will not work in the future. So I really do feel like this person also inspire you to be more like flowing with life rather than resisting it, which is pretty much this whole thing of life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. So rather than fighting what's coming to you and resisting it, instead, if you flow, you become automatically more receptive to what's happening. And so there's self-awareness of, this is happening, why is this happening, what for is this happening. So for you to grow, right, for you to have for you to have a big breakthrough. So I just feel like this person definitely is the type of person that is inspiring you to understand that everything happens for a reason, and that everything happens for your highest good, and that when you flow with life and you do not resist, beautiful things can happen and you can be steered into the right direction or right path for you. Now, let's see. I do think that this person brings a lot of good energy in your life, and it makes me think, like this whole thing of what goes comes back, and like a sphere. I don't know if you have heard of this or you have come to realization of this, because that was the case for me, and I later on heard about it. And it's this whole thing of life goes in cycles. And I don't know if you have noticed, but specific months there is a repeating energy, or every couple of years you're like, I was like the similar energies were like there are reoccurring every couple of years, or whichever your personal experience is. And it's because, yeah, life comes in cycles, and we get an opportunity to behave differently or react differently to it each time. Now, the energy that shows up for this person is the alchemist. So you see someone that is looking down, really focused. You don't know if this person is actually reading or is focused on the candle, because the alchemist is the magician. So I wouldn't be surprised if this person is actually looking directly to the candle, trying to purify his soul through the fire, because it is believed that a way to become an alchemist was they first needed to purify their soul, and they believed that staring at fire for long periods of time, it will do just that. And also, I don't know if you have noticed, but sometimes when you're just looking into the ocean or looking into a fireplace, right, you just look at the fire and the shapes, you start seeing shapes. Same thing with the ocean. It's like you start having these ideas. It's like you kind of get into a trance. And so I just think that this is like another way of meditating in life. And so with this, the alchemist energy, and you see this infinity sign. Okay, so this is infinity capacity, infinity strength, infinity of ideas and possibilities. And what this person, of course, is coming to assist you with this realization is that you're capable of anything, and that if you think that because of your past, because of your childhood, because of the lack of, or you didn't grow with much money, or whatever your story has been that you have been repeating over and over again, and that you have used that as the reason why you haven't done exactly what you want to achieve in this life, this person is coming to remind you that you're capable of everything, that we all are capable of manifesting, of creating things of our own, regardless of our situation, or past situation, or current situation, right? What matters is today. And so with this whole alchemist energy also, it's like leaving the door open to this idea that we could go either way, right? Because the alchemist or the magician, it's always like the four elements. This is a card that actually has the four elements: water, fire, earth, and air. So it is saying that it's like the world is your oyster. You get to you are at the right time, at the right place to choose a new path or to manifest something for yourself. And so this is a really strong message, because sometimes, we're like, whatever age we are, and then we're like, oh, we're too old for this. I remember, like, I used to be a professional dancer and I gave up on it, and within like 2 years later I kind of regretted it, but I was already 23, I think 24, and I was like, no, there's no way I can go back. And I look back at it now. I mean, I'm very young, but I look at it back now and I'm like, I wish I would have, not given up so easily. And it is crazy to think that at that age I thought I was too old to still go into that, right? Now I'm still very young, but that no longer is what I think I connect with. I think that for me, dancing is a way of meditating, but I don't want to do that as a career anymore. But this is like what I'm talking about. It's like when in 10 years you're gonna look back and be like, oh, it was so ridiculous how I thought that I was too old for this. And I just think that this person comes to remind you of that, being more optimistic. And I think that some people will be like, oh, but he's being unrealistic, like he's not being real. But no, those people are just pessimists. Like I just think this person is bringing so much joy and like possibilities into your life. Now, what else before I move on? Yeah, I feel like this person is pushing you to rewrite your story, is pushing you to write a new chapter that is like has nothing to do with your past, how you have been defining yourself so far. And just a reminder that this is maybe this person is not like that, is not necessarily leading you with an example, but I do think that his presence or her presence are leading you to those conclusions. Okay. Now there's also the moon energy. Now the moon belongs to the fourth house and belongs to Cancer energy, and then Neptune belongs to Pisces and belongs to the 12th house. So that's just astrology in case that you're familiar with it. Now, so this is a very dreamy energy. So we got so far Cancer and Pisces energy in here. Neptune is a very spiritual zodiac sign, is a very spiritual energy, and it's all about the subconscious world, all about like we are one, we're a community. And I do think that this with the alchemist together, then this is telling me that this person is definitely a spiritual person. He is very intuitive or she's very intuitive, like they're magical. This person is quite magical, and I do think that they're interested, if not necessarily in the occult, because that will be on the 8th house, but I do think that this person is quite intuitive and could have some abilities, so could have some more like abilities, like being a psychic, or has like a really strong connection with their dreams. Like she's the type of person that could have like a feeling that something bad is going to happen, or message you like, are you okay? And you're like, oh yeah, actually I almost like a car almost hit me, something like that. So it's like, that she has, or he has, like, that sixth sense. And very loving. This person is very loving, because with Neptune and the moon energy, remember that sometimes when people teach us a lesson, okay, so someone's presence teach us a lesson, does not translate into teaching us a lesson in a loving way. An example I always give with this is like the lesson of self-love. There are ways that people can show you the lack that you have of self-love, right, for yourself. So self-love. So if someone is really nice and warm and nurturing and loving towards you, and you feel very uncomfortable with that, and you realize that it's because you don't love yourself that way, so it's really uncomfortable to receive that from someone else, right? That it's a really sweet way of receiving that lesson from your angels, of like they're telling you, hey, Fernanda, like pay attention to the lack of self-love, right? And there's another way of like, instead someone comes into your life and he or she is very rude to you, he looks down to you, he treats you really badly. And the thing is, that dynamic could not happen if you were to love yourself. And I say this doesn't mean that that person could never cross your path if you love yourself. That person could cross your path, but you would never maintain that dynamic. You will never allow that dynamic to continue, because we only allow people to speak to us a similar way from of what we speak to ourselves. When we talk to ourselves, are we calling ourselves stupid? Like whenever, let's say, I drop something, I'm like, oh, stupid Fernanda. I don't do that. So if I drop something and someone were to call me stupid for dropping, I will definitely react right away and set a boundary, because that is definitely not how I speak to myself. And that is something I have learned, because before, I was a kid, things were different. So I'm just telling you that there's always two ways that you can receive this lesson: by someone being very loving, or by someone poking your wound. So in this case specifically, I'm really sensing that this person is not poking the wound. This person is showing you so much love, and being very soothing, like with his presence, and being very nurturing and protective, even motherly like. And it's very someone who shares feelings, someone who maybe also has kind of a strong feminine energy, because even if it is a man that you're asking about, this person could be very masculine, but he is definitely in touch with that feminine side. This, like, will be the type of person that can tuck you in the bed, like just like your mom, could brush your hair, could be very gentle, someone who's very masculine but has this very gentle side of him. And I just love that, because I really love when the lesson can come in a pretty package, in a very beautiful way. There's also, when someone comes into your lives, something could get triggered in us, and could be a shadow energy or could be a light energy. So the person who comes into your life will either, like I said, poke something in you, or shed light into a shadow, insecurity, fear that you have. Or it could instead just be like cheering you up, for you to see that you actually do have this strength that is yours already. So in this case, you have this light energy, which is contentment, when someone is content with life. Number 16. And I don't care so much for you guys reading this, because it's in French, so it's not like you're going to understand it. But it is all about being completely satisfied of what you already have, what you already possess, and being aware of that. Like, oh, I'm already good, or like I'm already, like I have plenty, I'm fulfilled, I have everything that I could need. And this is something that is a strength of yours, because it just seems like for you, this person will notice this strength of yours and maybe bring it to your attention, like, wow, like some people that they always like want what's not theirs, or want what's like, they think that once they have achieved something, they just keep wanting and wanting, and there's no end. And I think that you and this other person can connect because of how emotional you are, how creative you are, how connected with spirituality or religion you are, and how you are someone that is just content with life and satisfied with what you have. It does not stop you from wanting to achieve goals, but you're not necessarily someone who's constantly hustling and chasing. And I do think that I don't know if you're aware of that, but that's something that he or she was meant to shed light on. That this is a light energy that you already have. This is a strength of yours that is, yeah, that is natural to you. See, this is definitely more like a spiritual connection, I find. So you got intuitive and psychic powers. And so this person will definitely give room for that as well. And then you got receiving frequency. What I mean by giving room is, sorry, I mean like make room for that. My bad. Sometimes because I don't know if I have mentioned it in this channel, but I speak French and Spanish. So I just like spell English, like I just translate things from French to English or Spanish to English. So English is my third language. Now, receiving frequency and intuitive psychic powers or prowess. This connection is definitely very intuitive. I do get a sense more of like a soul family type of thing, or like you finding your tribe. This could be, of course, a friendship. I mean, I'm going to be asking the cards what the role of this person is meant to be in your life, and if this is long term or short term. But you two kind of would be great together as friends, as friends, or as a romantic connection, because he makes space for that side of you. If you're more intuitive and maybe you're psychic, so that side of you that maybe you sometimes hide when you're with others, he will actually make space for that. He will actually understand. And this is something that I believe is so important, because as a tarot reader, once that I became a tarot reader, even before that, I realized that people I was with, like the connections I've had, I could predict things. Like I literally, this has been something for like my whole life, but they never believed me. They never understood. Even if I will show them proof, they could be very sweet, but they were very close-minded. And one thing that I made sure was like, I will never date someone again that I know will not make space for that side of me, because that's a big part of who I am. So I can't. It was even like sometimes, I also see entities, and it's like if I were to see something, it's like, oh, I don't want to talk about this. Like, I believe you, but I can't talk about it because I don't see it and I don't want to feel uncomfortable, And I'm just like, okay, and I just will never want to be with someone like that again, because even though I know they have the best intentions, for me, it's important to make space for that, because otherwise what I have noticed is when I'm around people that do not accept that side of me, my skills do not develop as fast, because of my loyalty to the people I care about, and that includes family members. I do try to like kind of slow down and like quiet down that side of me a little bit, because if I see things, then I want to talk about them. And I do think that this is beautiful, because this person, whatever your abilities are, whatever your interests are, it's like this person fully supports it and wants to hear about it, wants to listen to you talk about it, wants you to take risk and like push you to that, like really accepts that if it's creative, if it's intuitive side of yours. Yeah, and I just feel like this person could even be someone who you will like be meditating with, that you could like take yoga classes with, that you could like be doing things with. Now let's just finish this reading with seeing like what is the role of this person in your life. And now group number 3, if you do want to show your appreciation for this reading, do subscribe, do give it a like. You can always leave a comment. It doesn't have to be anything like complex. It can just be like, pile number 3 left my reading. That's it, without giving necessarily hints of what this is about. And if you ever feel like you have important questions that you need to be answered, and a general reading just won't do it, then you can always book a reading, a private video reading with me in my, I don't know if it's here or here, website, okay? Alrighty, so you got the Strength card, Page of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. So this, definitely you two have this like soul connection, this soul tribe connection, okay? There is, if this is something romantic, I can see that physical attraction, that connection. Maybe you two really love animals as well. You are very like, you love to be around nature, or you love to be around animals or have a lot of pets. You're very courageous, you two. And I feel like there is companionship in here. A lot of you could be companionship in like the things that like you like to do, like I said, yoga classes, meditating. But a lot of you that asked about this person, you're not necessarily asking about someone from the past, you're asking for something new. And they're telling me this has potential to be something more permanent. But it will be different for everyone. But this is, I think, the first pile that I'm seeing that there's kind of more potential for long term. With this Page of Pentacles, it's like planting that seed that will later on become a tree, but it's just at the beginning stage of this connection, or this friendship. I see a lot of companionship, like actually enjoying to do similar things together, and that is beautiful. Also, there's like stability between your friendship or relationship, because there's not like fights or anything like that, like push and pull type of dynamic. There is a very strong space for intuitive things, creative, artistic work. You also got the High Priestess and the Empress card. So this is already telling me 100% this person was put on your path. You maybe even waited for this person for a long time. With the High Priestess, I just feel like you two are keeping your cards like close to your chest. Like with your heart close to your chest. You're not necessarily revealing your cards. You're not revealing your intentions right away. But not in a shady way, in the sense of like, oh, I'm saying yes to friends with benefits, but really I want a friendship, because that is kind of being shady with your intentions, because you're not being transparent and honest. But it's not like that. It's instead like you both are very intuitive and kind of also very picky and very selective with who you spend your energy and time with, because you understand that's a resource. And so you are taking your sweet time to figure out this person, if this person is really who he seems to be. And I see a lot of potential in this connection long term, and definitely your angels put this person on your path because you were meant to meet this person. Group number 3, thank you for being here. Thank you for your presence and your continuous support. I'll see you on the next pick a card. Bye. Hi there, group number 4, and welcome to your reading. And you picked the card of the Jade, and it says, I'm incredibly lucky. I always have plenty of money with plenty to spare. And so it also says, improve visualization of positive outcomes, attract good fortune and good luck, improve financial status, and activate your millionaire mind. So the millionaire mindset. And I just think that already this is telling me a bit of the theme of this connection, because whether it is something romantic, platonic, or friendship, even maybe a family member that you're wondering about, you're asking about, this person definitely is kind of unlocking for you that visionary side of you, that person that is an entrepreneur, that person that wants to be an entrepreneur and sees opportunity of investments everywhere and understands how the energy is a currency, and how resources doesn't necessarily mean money. It could be something else sometimes that you can give other than money, but how there's opportunity for everyone if they want to. And I really feel like this person could even be the type of friend or the type of partner in the future that could be a great business partner, because it just seems like this person will be pushing you forward a lot when it comes to the how much you think you're capable of. And I feel also like this person will tap on that vision of wealth for yourself. And when I say tap on, I mean like he or she will activate that mindset, right? Of like I'm allowed to have tons, regardless of my background, regardless of my current income, regardless of my parents' income. I am capable. And I just think that, with this energy, is this person also helps you to improve visualization of positive outcomes. So it's the kind of person that will tell you to, hey, let's go networking, hey, let's go to specific conferences, let's invest in knowledge. It's someone who, it doesn't need to be highly educated, it's just someone who understands that there's power in knowledge and there's power on how we see things, what is our perception of things. And if you look at everything as an opportunity and with optimism, then good things will come to the one who's ready. And I really feel like this person would also be the type of person that tells you that luck, that success is a mix of luck and being prepared. Because luck is like the being at the right time and being ready. Because you could have luck, you could have like a door that opens, but if you're not ready, then even if that door opened to you and you're being like really lucky, you won't know how to take advantage of that opportunity. Like you won't even dare maybe to cross that door. So this person is like, I feel like he mentally coaches you in a way. And you know how they say like people that you surround yourself of, it will determine also the level of success you have. Because if you are around people that they are content with what they have, which contentment is something good, it's something really good. But they spend, it's not content. There's, if you hang out with people that they're not pushing through life, that they just they have a different vision of life, that's what you will also be more tempted to do. It will be harder for you to be like, hey, I'm gonna go get, like, I'm gonna study even more, I'm gonna get more education, I'm going to pay for this course, I'm gonna invest in knowledge, I'm going to invest in this and that, because you see everyone else is not doing it and they're happy. And so you also may think, well, even though I feel this need of doing so, my environment is not doing it, so I just don't feel the strength to keep at it on my own all the time. But when you have people around you that do the same, then it's easier. It's like running. When you're going running or work out with your friends, then it's like the days that you don't feel like working out, then there's someone else who does and can push you to actually go. Now, this person, you got Mizan, number 20, which is the judgment card. Now, this card does represent second chances. It does represent resurrection and letting go of the past, in terms of like, if this was no longer how you identify yourself. Sometimes we go through like a journey of like, I need to revisit how I used to see myself, because this is who I thought I was. But realizing that if I keep thinking this way, then I'm limiting myself from becoming the type of person that actually gets to accomplish this other stuff. And so I just feel like this person that you're asking about, one of the things that he or she will teach you is just that of like, you cannot be carrying your past, and you have to kind of also let some people go, because if they're not adding on your life, then they're not, you cannot bring them with you. And this is not my opinion, this is like how it seems like this person is. And I think that he will influence you in that, in those terms too, of like, well, you cannot bring certain people with you, you can't keep defining yourself in this way. Whether it was something bad that happened to you, it's like you have to leave that in the past, because you keep saying it and repeating it, and that keeps defining who you are, and it keeps setting limits of who you are. And it's like you have to give yourself that second chance of being a completely different person. And not care if people have this pre-made idea of you. Don't let that limit you. So let's say, when we go to school, and I'm thinking of like high school or university, and you're like, who's the funny person, who's the funny guy, who's like the pretty girl, who is like the really smart people, who is like the dumb people, let's say. And everyone is like part of a group, and it's so hard to like get out of that. And you will think that that's only in school, but really we have those labels in our families as well. Like, this kid is the smart kid, this kid is the trouble kid, this kid is the sports kid, this kid is like mommy's favorite, right? And or the one who does everything that he's told. And with time, we need to revisit that way that we see things and we see ourselves. And I just think that this person is completely pushing you to break through family limitations that you thought that was the reason why you couldn't achieve specific goals, but really you need to let that go. You need to forgive as well, because judgment, it's all about forgiveness as well. It's letting go, because you cannot be holding things on to other people all the time. Like, you have to move on. So that is also a big part of this message. This person is pushing you and inspiring you to let go. If you truly want to have a future, and a different future, that is different from what you have built so far, then you have to do something different, and you have to completely let go from the past, including the people that you think or believe that wronged you. You have to let that go. You cannot bring them with you, or what they have done to you with you. Now, there's the ninth house. I'm not surprised to see this in here, because the ninth house it belongs to Sagittarius, and it belongs to Jupiter as well, the planet. And it's the energy of luck, one. It is the energy of adventure, it's the energy of travel, it's the energy of the nomad, and now you also got the fifth house. So these are energies that are being like, these are areas of your life that are being most affected by you meeting this person, or by this person's presence. And at the end of the reading, I'll say what the role of this person will be in your life, and if this is something that is long term or short term. But already, this person wants you to enjoy life, to explore, to get out of your bubble. Definitely with Jade as well, something I didn't mention is luck. Jade does bring luck. Also, the color green in general, it's a lucky color. And with the ninth house now in here as well, which is also an energy of spiritual growth, but also like when things like happen on their own, and it's just, you feel like very lucky because it's just flow. So I do think that this person will make you realize, will inspire you, for you to realize that things happen for a reason, but more than that, that everything happens for your highest good, that everything will always like work out. Yeah. Forgot there was one card over here. Um, and with the fifth house, this is all about like passion, this playful energy, a lot of humor, of course, and there's an instant attraction with this person. Now, if this is not like a romantic interest or connection with the fifth house, this is more of like you two having a lot of fun together, being able to laugh for hours nonstop and getting each other's humor like so well. It's like this very keto, childish, but not like in a bad way, like just childish humor, and you can just have fun for hours. And yeah, there's a lot of joy and pleasure on in this connection. I find you know have to have a good time. Now, when someone comes into your life, there are different energies that can be activated, and so sometimes with someone's presence, you can realize that, oh, there's this strength that I have, or there is this shadow that I have, and because this person's, as a result of his or her presence in your life, you now see this shadow self, right? And in your case, with I used this deck that gives me light and shadow energy. There are two shadow energy that came out. You see them, this two, and you got mental and méfiance. This is when you don't, it's like mistrust, when you don't trust someone, okay? Now, it doesn't mean that you don't trust that person. It just means that you realize that these are things or emotions that you haven't dealt with, that you haven't, this is something that is part of you, and somehow this person triggers it. So one of this is you're all in your head, like you're too much in your head sometimes, and you overthink things, and you don't realize how many thoughts you're actually having. And if you were to like be present, like generally be present, you'll be like, wait, did I just call me stupid? Or wait, did I just say that this will be impossible to do? Like, why do I think this way? If you were to be more present and educate your ego, educate your mind, you will be more self aware of what's going here, and you will also understand why you have limited your options for so long. And I don't think it's like you talk bad to yourself, or like you talk down to yourself in your mind. It's more of like limitations. You think that things are not possible. And also when you are present, because there's this other thing that with this shadow energy is when you are present in the moment, your mind doesn't go to the future or the past. You're generally like in the present. So also when you're eating, right? When you're eating dinner, breakfast, lunch, are you thinking of other things and lacking of presence, like in, being present while you're eating your food? Then it's like your mind is all scattered. You're never living in the future, in the present, and that's something you're going to realize with this person's presence. So card number 23. This is mistrust, and this is a shadow energy that this person will somehow activate in you. And I'm not saying that this person, you'll feel mistrust towards this person, but you will realize that you actually have trust issues, that it's a challenge or it's difficult for you to trust. And this is a shadow energy that you will be inspired to work on. And you need to understand that people come in, when people activate anything in you, they're not creating something, they're not creating trust issues, they're activating something that was already there, and thanks to them now you know that this actually lives here. Like the environment I have created is ideal for this shadow or this light energy to be in my life. And there's always two ways that someone can go about activating these things in you. One, could be with, like, self-love. Let's say someone could be very sweet, very loving towards you, and you will like have this activated in a really beautiful way. But also it could be someone who's being very rude to you, very mean, and then instead, because of how mean he is and how you are also maintaining this dynamic, it comes to a point in which you cannot take it anymore, and you realize that part of the issue was how you did not have self-love, and this is why you maintain that dynamic with this person rather than setting boundaries. Okay, so this is the same thing. I just feel like it could be one or the other. It could be that this person comes in and triggers this reaction from you, and you are inspired to work through the shadow energy because this person was really sweet, or because, like, let's say this person is just, there's nothing that you can say, like nothing bad you can say about him, and it's like he's someone that has never done anything for you to not trust him, yet you keep having this need of knowing where he is, who he's talking to. Then you realize that you do have something to work on, right? Or someone who gives you reason to mistrust, and it just kind of triggers something in you. Let's see, I will be asking, like I said at the end of the reading, what will be the role of this person. You got this heart chakra. And if you have made it to this point of the reading, a beautiful way to show your support will be to, of course, subscribe, to give it a like, and leave a comment. And if at any point in your life, in your journey, you feel like having a private reading will be the right thing for you at this moment, you can always go to my website, tarotbyfernanda.com, and book your own private video reading. Okay? You also have storytelling, and this is exactly what I was talking about, or your angels were mentioning early on, of like, you have defined who you are for so long, and sometimes you have to also let that go, because storytelling is like when you keep telling yourself the same thing over and over again, and you are defining yourself over and over again by telling the same story, right? And you don't realize that you have the power to change that. Like, let's say that you were abandoned, let's say that you didn't grow up with a mom, you didn't grow up with a dad, and you could change how you view that part of your life. Otherwise, you're going to forever keep looking for a dad or a mom. You will forever feel abandoned. You'll forever like look for people that will feel you, like make you feel like that. And so when you change your story, and it's not like you're lying, it's just you see it differently with a different perception, and you understand that your mom did the best that she could, your dad did the best that he could, and they didn't love themselves, and they abandoned themselves, and this is why they abandoned you, but had nothing to do with you. You have just to kind of like rewrite your story. And on the bottom you have spirituality, spiritual suffering, and along with storytelling. And this is, this, I really feel like this person will give you perspective of how lucky you are, to be alive, and how you're not limited by who you used to be. And yeah, this person will be, most of you, this will be something romantic. I think a lot of you, actually, this person will also be family. Whether you're asking about family member already, or this person will be family, because you got this 10 of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Six of Wands. So this is someone who is here to stay. This is someone who will be there long term, and that you were meant to meet, because this person will be long term. So even if this is a friendship, like this friend is for life. And this person feels already like family. And with the Lovers, this is Gemini energy, but also this is like fated connection. This is a soulmate type of connection. This does represent partnership and relationship. And like I said, this also could represent that business partnership that I was talking about earlier on, of how this person could also be a great business partner. So if you two do not end up being like great lovers, then you could have a lot of potential to become great business partners. With the Six of Wands as well, it's like your connection does push you to success, to victory in a way. And I just think that each of you are pushing each other to accomplish your dreams. And I feel like you are being gently guided by your angels to, you were gently guided by your angels to this person. And if this is someone you are asking about from like the past, and you're not in touch with this person at all, I still feel like you will in the future, because when it comes like the Ten of Pentacles is something that is definitely long term. This is tradition, this is legacy, so something that will, you know, not be only in the present but in the future as well. And I just think that if this is someone from the past, this person could be there in the future for you. Now, also with the Ten of Pentacles and the Six of Wands, this is confirming once more that great wealth that you will have also with this person or with this friend. Maybe both of you will be like business owners. If this is your partner, like romantic partner, both of you will be business owners, will have a lot of wealth. And it could also mean that this person that you're asking about is, whether it's a man or a woman, is someone who is quite abundant and could somehow also help you financially. I just feel like you two, kind of in the future, you have no worries about money or housing, and it's like you go after success after success. And I'm really feeling like teamwork between you two and business owners and slaying. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. So these are new beginnings, and I just think that education is something that is really important for you. Stability and not mental education, mental stability and financial stability, commitment, future commitment is always a kind of unites you two in that way of thinking, because more than like intimacy or love and passion, you two prioritize that intellectual connection, you prioritize that long-term commitment as well, and you feel like that is more important for that stability to begin with. And you could be, one of you could be at earth sign and the other one could be at air sign. So earth is Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, and air will be Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Okay, group number 4, I do hope that this reading was helpful and gave you some clarity of what is the intention of this person to be like. What was life intention to put this person into your life? Thank you for those that have subscribed, that keep supporting this channel, and I will see you on the next pick a card. Bye.